right, I just posted the link for the forum at a glance. So we'll get started. So welcome everybody to the forum at a glance, a weekly review of what's happened on the forums. This time for the week of January 14th up to today, which is January 20th of 2022. And we're beginning with the week's top announcements. Starting off with Real World Finance presenting a methodological criteria to evaluate the MIP6 structured finance transactions. It's intended to capture best practices in the structured finance market and can be considered appropriate also for onboarding real-world collateral into Maker vaults. The criteria are intended to provide guidance to potential applicants and the operational core units of MakerDAO. These criteria remain subject to change and further input from the community. So please visit the post to view a complete breakdown of the criteria that's provided. And next up, we have DataInsights, who announced their new data API. They refactored the MCD Vault Tracker API and added cool new features. The team will resume an additional month of maintenance for the old API to allow migration. And changes include backend updates, data query updates, and more stuff that's shown in the forum at a glance and their post, along with their next steps to increase the protocol parameter dataset. And next up, we have 3F Delegate, who announces that it will vote yes on the governance poll prioritizing Robin Land holdings for inclusion in the Maker protocol and details the reasoning behind the decision. 3F Delegate discusses their thoughts on the founder of Robin Land, Scarlett Chen, as well as the team's ability to improvise. 3F Delegate also speaks briefly on future improvements of community greenlight polling. Check out the posts and comments, which also include responses and additional information by Scarlett Chen. And moving on to our top discussions, a significant amount of liquidations triggered slippage on flap auctions during December 4th. And in response, mandated actors were suggested to withdraw funds to avoid more bad flap. Real World Finance used their funds to buy approximately 100 MKR, which converted those DAI at a much better rate than all around the flap auctions at that moment. So Seb right now asks the community whether Real World Finance should convert that MKR back to DAI and send them to the surplus buffer, which would incur about a 5% slippage when burned, or instead send them to the DS pause proxy for future use by the DAO. Next up, as we inch closer to the 10 bill DAI mark, one question remains, and that's who should get the 10 bill DAI NFT? Many community members submitted their opinions and ideas, such as fractionalizing the NFT to DAI holders or distributing it to DAI minters. There's also single winner meme competitions and more. So chime in the discussion if you have any ideas on who should get the NFT. And next up, most of us have probably seen what began with Justin Sun borrowing 24,000 MKR from Aave, only to return it. This post actually leads to a thread discussion on improving governance risk and voting requirements. This also helped Dux come up with a potential idea for the governance portal, which should help bring awareness and visibility to situations that might pose a danger to Maker governance. Follow the post for additional updates that may just pop up. And finally, a really quick honorable mention, because this post was published right after last week's GNR call and wasn't on the forum at a glance, but Money Supply posted a comprehensive overview of opportunities for Maker to begin serving the NFT lending market. Definitely suggest checking this one out on the forum at a glance or visiting the original post. Now, moving on to our active signal request, there's one signal currently active. The initial signal request that approved the delegated compensation trial implemented a 3-month trial period. And during that trial period, and thereby introduced a performance modifier to the trial, which has been added to the MIP61. MIP61, however, has not been submitted for formal submission, and January is the final month covered by the trial. In response to these events, Patrick J signals to the community by asking whether we should extend the delegate compensation trial by a maximum of 6 months, but end it if MIP61 were to be approved, and this signal ends on January 31st. That's it for the forum at a glance. Check out the written version. Has a 3-point summary, evaluations reports, ongoing initiatives, help wanted, and also some more announcements and discussions that were not mentioned on this video. Thanks.